I put my own chest wrap on the monk's head, then hooked his chin up with my foot. Even then, he wouldn't look at me, just kept tapping his wooden fish and chanting. He was honestly too good looking. I couldn't help myself. I kissed him. The next second, he collapsed into my arms. I stuffed him in a burlap sack and hopped on a carriage back to the Northern Frontier. The Northern Frontier's special knockout drug hit hard. Chi Yunyi was out cold the entire night. Word got around that I'd snatched a gorgeous monk. People flooded the city gates just to watch. Right there in front of everyone, I forced him to leave the monkhood. Little monk, how about becoming my kept man? I completely missed the hatred and resentment hiding in his eyes. I took him into my palace and kept him by my side every single day. I really did like Chi Yunyi, so I never restricted his freedom, not once. It wasn't until the Central Plains Army showed up at our borders that I found out he was the crown prince of Daliang. Overnight, I went from princess to a dancer at a pleasure house and spent the next 3 years entertaining people. Then one day, Chi Yunyi came to the pleasure house with his crown princess to pick dancers. I wasn't sure if he'd still recognize me. I hid behind the other girls and watched him through the gap in my veil. He'd grown his hair out, colder than I remembered. His soon-to-be crown princess, Lu Jingshu, looked every bit the picture of elegance. They looked perfect together. I kept my movement small on stage, trying not to stand out. You could have just sent someone to pick the dancers. Why bother coming yourself? These dancers are performing at the state banquet. We can't afford to be sloppy. If your highness pulls it off perfectly, the emperor will definitely take notice. When my dance ended, I slipped behind a pillar and finally let out a breath. Next up was a Northern Frontier dance. But the moment the girls stepped on stage, the crown princess snapped, "Who authorized Northern Frontier music? Get them off, now." The house manager Joe rushed over to smooth things over. "Your highness, please calm down." Ever since we brought the Northern Frontier under our rule 3 years ago, His Majesty has allowed us to perform this music. "You fool! How long have you worked here? Don't you know the Crown Prince despises the Northern Frontier?" Manager Joe dropped to his knees, kowtowing over and over. The dancers behind him all knelt too. My breathing started to quicken. I knelt with them and inched behind the pillar. Then Chi Yunyi spoke, calm and unbothered. "It's fine. Father approved it. Let them dance." The erhu started up, the girls began to move, and I danced along, every step tight with nerves. Afterward, all the dancers lined up for inspection. Chi Yunyi looked completely uninterested. It was Lu Jingshu who walked up and casually pointed a few out. Luckily, I was stuck in the corner and didn't catch her eye. I watched her wave us off and nearly sighed with relief. I turned to head backstage, and a sword instantly flew to my throat. "You were acting sketchy earlier, and now you're bolting. Something's up." It was one of Chi Yunyi's guards. I'd been so focused on avoiding Chi Yunyi that I forgot about them. Lu Jingshu walked over and stopped cold when she saw my face. I saw Chi Yunyi heading over too. I dropped to my knees fast. This servant hurt her back training. It's been unbearable. I was afraid of embarrassing myself before your highness, so I was trying to slip away and tend to it. "Enough! Stand down!" Lu Jingshu stepped in front of Chi Yunyi and spoke first. I backed away, heart pounding. It wasn't just that Chi Yunyi hated the Northern Frontier, he hated me. If he found out I was still alive, he'd grind my bones to dust. After dinner, Nanny Chen rushed to my side in a panic. "Princess, you need to leave. Now! The palace carriage comes in 3 days. The imperial family cannot find out who you really are." "Why would I be going to the palace? I wasn't even selected." "That crown princess is not someone you want to cross. She noticed you today. She's planning to present you to the emperor herself." That night, I packed a few clothes and slipped out. The second I climbed over the wall, a sword pinned me to it. It was the guard from earlier, and someone else stood beside him, hidden in the dark. Didn't have to think twice. Chi Yunyi. He moved toward me slowly, blocking the only sliver of light in my view. I threw myself to my knees. "Your Highness, please spare me. My back has been killing me. I came out at night to find a physician." "Interesting. Your back hurts, but you scaled that wall just fine. Impressive. If you don't want to enter the palace, all you have to do is ask me." "Your Highness, what do you mean? Serving in the palace would be the servant's greatest honor. Why would I refuse?" I stiffened and kept bowing. Before I could finish, he yanked me up off the ground. "Aina, you'd rather go serve my father than say one word to me. Is that it?" His voice was sharp with anger. I froze. I had no idea when he'd recognized me, but I knew one thing. If I admitted it, I was dead. "If you're not her, turn around." His voice was low, completely unreadable. I turned and he grabbed my shoulder. "Not you." Chi Yunyi glanced sideways at the guard. The guard sheathed his sword and stepped into the shadows. The next moment, Chi Yunyi had his hand around my throat, his other hand moving across my waist. "What are you doing, Your Highness?" His face drew closer. He ripped off my outer robe. Every girl born in the Northern Frontier gets a phoenix tail tattoo on her waist at birth. I'd been running for years. I'd used a secret potion to erase it completely. No one could ever tell. Chi Yunyi's expression froze, like he couldn't believe what he was seeing. But only for a second. Then he was back to normal. "You think hiding that tattoo means I can't recognize you?" He lifted me up and pushed me into a sedan chair. My mind went blank. "Your Highness, I'm supposed to enter the palace soon. Don't worry, your name will be removed from the list." He held me in his arms, fingertips tracing my face slowly. I felt ice cold all over. I instinctively pulled back. I looked up and met his cold, deadly gaze. "Move again, and I'll kill you right now." Chi Yunyi brought me to the Eastern Palace and handed me off to an older palace nanny. I followed her through door after door. The palace walls were so tall, suffocating. Back home, the grassland sky stretched wide. You could see all the way to the horizon. Here, the sky was cut into tiny squares, like the bottom of a cage. After about a quarter hour, we reached a quiet, out-of-the-way courtyard. A plaque hung over the gate. Listening Snow Pavilion. This is where you'll be staying from now on, my lady. My lady? I said, confused. The nanny turned to look at me. Everyone in the Eastern Palace serves His Highness. They all know exactly who you are. But His Highness has declared you a lady of the court, so that's what you are. His Highness will handle the rest. Meals will be brought at dawn, noon, and dusk. One more thing. Never forget, the 7th princess of the Northern Frontier, the one who kidnapped His Highness, died 3 years ago from a sudden illness. Good. From this day forward, you are Lady Sulin, sent by the Northern Frontier as a gesture of goodwill. The 7th princess of the Northern Frontier is dead. Understood? Understood. Good. His Majesty is merciful. Given that the Northern Frontier has submitted and the guilty princess is long gone, he has chosen not to pursue the matter. But if anyone were to learn the truth, you're a smart woman, my lady. You know what happens. The door swung open, simple, clean inside. The nanny looked me up and down. Your new wardrobe has been prepared, my lady. That kind of revealing outfit? You won't be wearing that anymore. Her footsteps faded down the palace corridor. The red doors of Listening Snow Pavilion latched shut from outside, a dull, heavy thud, like a stone dropping onto my chest. I stood there for a long time until the dark swallowed every corner of the small courtyard. Candlelight cast my shadow on the wall, small and alone, exactly what I'd been for 3 years. Nights on the grassland were never like this. Back then, Qi Yunyi still went by Jingchen. He wore a monk's robe washed nearly white, sitting cross-legged on the grass, my wooden bowl sitting right in front of him where I'd forced it. The bowl was full of mare's milk wine. He wouldn't touch it, just sat there, eyes low, rolling his prayer beads. The soft clicking of the beads mixed with the wind. The bonfire roared. The smell of roasting meat drifted half a mile out. Batar and Tenger played the Morin Kur. The women sang. Malou sat by the fire weaving a grass basket. I'd tug his sleeve and make him watch me dance. He always kept his eyes shut, but his ears would slowly turn red. Every time I caught him, he'd quickly look away, mumbling "form is emptiness" under his breath, and I'd laugh until I nearly fell over. Back then, how could I have ever imagined that one day I'd end up trapped inside a place like this, not even allowed to miss someone out loud? I walked to the bed. The blanket smelled faintly of soap berries. Then, very soft footsteps just outside the door. My fingertips trembled. I moved quickly to the door. Moonlight lay like frost across the stone-paved courtyard. A figure stood under the covered walkway, back turned to me. He stood there for a long time, head tilted up toward the thin crescent moon. I don't know how long he'd been there. I just watched him walk slowly to the old pagoda tree and rest his hand on its rough bark. The branches were bare, every last leaf gone. Watching him, I suddenly thought of the poplar tree back in the Northern Frontier.